All right, I've added Scott, so we're waiting. Hopefully he'll show up. Come here. Hopefully he'll show up. Will Scott show up?
I did it!
Oh, we did it!
Hey, I suck at these things, man. I got to walk around just the right spot. Hold on. What's happening?
That was hilarious, man. Like Susan and I were rooting for you. Yeah.
I had my camera and my, I don't know. I didn't have it on. I'm terrible with phones and all that stuff. So.
You had your camera off. It's all good.
All I know how to do is try and talk on this thing, and that's about it.
It's all good, man. Hey, John Tempest is on board.
Johnny boy.
Oh, that's cool, man. So Scott, I want to thank you for doing this. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Ed and Susan.
The toast isn't until 2:30.
Oh yeah, Susan said the toast is until 2:30, but it's cool now. It's totally cool.
The what?
Totally cool. Yeah.
Am I early?
No, you're good. We want all our guests to be happy and fun, you know, so it's all good, man. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Scott came to our house, drum flip. Last year did a clinic. It was freaking amazing. Remember that?
Yeah, it was like the best one.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was one of our funnest clinics, man. It was so fun. And we got some beautiful Pisces products behind and a little Ludwig.
Oh, yeah.
Superphonic. Tell us about like your history. Why drums? Like, what is it about drums that you love?
I don't know. It's just happened. It's the only thing I'm good at. The only other thing I ever did was paint cars. I had a job painting cars as a teenager.
Okay.
But I think listening to my uncle's music and watching TV and drive around in the car with my mom and just, I don't know, just drums were cool. I just was gravitated to them like 1976, and I started playing in 1978.
Right.
And just watching Johnny Carson, and when we had variety shows and stuff, and seeing all the drummers, and my uncle's record collection, you know, just always, I was lucky to grow up in the 70s and be around all that great music. You didn't have to look for music. It was everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so it was, you either listen to music, I went fishing, I went to the movies, or played sports or something. I guess I just chose drums for some reason.
Hell yeah, man. Where'd you grow up at, Scott?
I'm getting a head start on your virtual toast.
It's all good.
I was born in Gary, Indiana,
okay.
The same place Michael Jackson was born.
Yeah, man. I was born in Chicago, so not too far from there, man.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Chicago, and I moved to Texas in '93.
Right.
And I stayed there until about 4 years ago. Moved out here.
Oh, cool, man. What projects have you done? I know Reverend Horton Heat, obviously, but what other things have people seen you in, or what have you been involved in?
I was with Reverend Horton Heat for so long. We toured so much that I rarely got to play. I mean, we did some cool stuff in the band. I got to do Lemmy, Motorhead Lemmy. He put out a solo record that's never come out. We recorded 3 songs with him that have yet to see the light of day. We did lots. I was in the band. We toured so much, like I said, we're so busy. I didn't really have much time to do anything else. But we played with, we recorded with a lot of different people, like Lemmy, and we actually played on a lot of compilation records, like John, Rob Zombie. We did a compilation with him. And I quit Reverend Horton Heat for a while and played in a band called the Super Suckers.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to try something different, and that didn't go too good. But those guys are great guys, and I came back to the Rev, and it's when you're in Reverend Horton Heat, you're playing 200 shows a year.
Yeah, you're on the road.
When you're home, I'm like, I got to practice something else besides going, do da 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 da. You know, so that are my friends who come over and play, and you know, I just like now I'm just playing with all kinds of people and just playing it because it's fun to play, and it's I mean, I played probably way over 3,000 shows with Reverend Horton Heat.
Yeah.
So I think without, I guess it got burnt out kind of playing the same set list every night, you know,
Yeah.
just about.
What was some of the things you really enjoyed about touring and playing with Reverend Horton Heat? What were some of the things you miss about it?
Well, when you're in your 20s and your 30s and you're touring like that, it's really fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of fun, and you don't really get too tired of traveling and all that stuff. But a lot of we played with everybody from Carl Perkins to ZZ Top to I mean, I met John Tempesta. We opened up for White Zombie in '95 for like a month and a half or something, and meeting John and getting to play in front of those big crowds when I was 25 years old was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is cool.
You know?
Reverend Horton.
And John is still a great friend to this day, and we still talk frequently. And the friendships that I've made, and seeing played with so many bands and so many great drummers, just sitting on the side of the stage and watching all the other drummers play. And I've been all over the country, the world many times, and got to be on TV, got to be in Conan O'Brien, got to be on a Drew Carey show when that was on. We did an episode of that.
How was did you meet him, or is it kind of like a?
Oh yeah, he was great. We did a thing with Seth Green was in it. It was called it was a battle of the bands. It was called That Thing You Don't was the name of the episode.
Yeah.
And they were cool. We hung out with them for like 2 or 3 days, and Drew Carey was an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Everyone in the cast was cool, and it was fun. I was like, you know, they still air it every now and then, you know, and I'm like, I got to do a lot of, that was the coolest thing about touring, was meeting all those people. And it was always fun being in California, because that's our New York, because that's where all the really cool stuff is. Nothing against Missoula, Montana, or anything like, you know, less exciting places. But yeah, I just playing, getting to play my drums in front of all those people.
Yeah.
All the time. You know, it's a blast.
Who inspired you to play? It sounds like it was kind of like a combination of music and your mom driving you around and records. What was there, like one person, or was it just like a whole mix?
Yeah, I'd say I remember when I'd watch Buddy Rich and Johnny Carson, and that was great.
Right.
My grandmother took me to see The Song Remains the Same when it came out.
Oh, nice. And
I saw John Bonham play for the first time, and I was like, his drums were orange and they were see-through. And I was like, they just looked. If there was no sound and I just saw him, I was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
And so then I, of course, heard him play, and I was like, something about him, you know, that was an influence. And back then we had these things called the Midnight Movie. We didn't have that in YouTube and all that stuff, you know. So,
right.
So I saw The Kids Are All Right with The Who.
Awesome.
You know, Rocky Horror Picture Show, the AC/DC one, the Wall by Pink Floyd. So there's all these great movies you could see at midnight, and you're like. But the big one for me is I remember I saw Journey. They had remember Channel 11? You're from Chicago.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. They had a PBS special in 1978, and Journey had just got Steve Perry.
Right.
Just got him. The record Infinity had just came up, and they were opening up for the Rolling Stones at Soldier Field. And the whole concert's on YouTube, and I watched it when it aired, and I saw Ainsley Dunbar play the drums, and I was blown away, and he's still my favorite drummer to this day.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I like all kinds of drummers, but I always come back to him. He had a thing about, he played with so many different bands, and he had an ability to make every band he played with sound great.
Isn't it crazy how that happens?
Yeah, he just played, he had the best groove, he did a style, a sound. I mean, he played with everyone from Frank Zappa to Journey to, you know, even like Whitesnake. And I mean, he played with so many different people.
Yeah.
You know, he did this jazz, he had his own band in the 60s called the Ainsley Dunbar Retaliation. And it was the best blues band I've ever heard to this day. He played at John Mayall, all these people. But anyways, I liked him a lot. I always come back to him.
Yeah, what's some of your favorite venues? You've toured a ton, you've played tons of shows.
Oh.
What's like a favorite venue you have?
Man, I used to love to play the Cabaret Metro in Chicago.
Right.
It was cool. The drums didn't sound the best in there on stage, but it was really good. But the Warfield in San Francisco.
So good, huh?
Great place. I I used to love like a little place in San Francisco, not little, but a place called Slim's. I used to love playing there.
Yeah.
And the drums always sounded great there. And there was a great drum store, a couple stores over, a guy named Sam Adato. I'd always walk there and buy a little drum or something. I'd have to buy something, you know, and I'd go talk to Sam because he had all vintage stuff, and it was great. And there's so many, a lot of the great places, you know, I don't even think half of them are open anymore, but there's just, I don't know, so many cool places.
I know if you were closer, you would be here so much more. It'd be awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. We have a question, if you don't mind answering a few. John Tepessa just said David Bowie, of course.
Yes.
What?
Okay, so our friend Jeff asks, can you talk about Course of Empire and Double Drummers?
Oh, yeah. I was in a band called Sister Machine Gun. And yeah, from Chicago. And we did a tour with that band.
Awesome.
And that's when I first moved to Dallas. No, it's before I still lived in Chicago. And they had two drummers. One of them is named Michael Jerome, who lives out here and is a great drummer. He plays with, I think he plays with Better Than Ezra now.
Okay, yeah.
He's a great musician. He's a great guitar, everything. He plays everything. He's just super talented. And they had another drummer named Chad, and I wasn't in that band. We just toured with them.
Right.
And they had two drummers.
Yeah.
And I, you know.
That's cool, man. What do you, I know you practice a ton. I always see your Instagram videos and Facebook. What are you working on now to kind of keep your chops up?
Just things that I'm not good at.
Yeah. Like
things that I'm kind of I'm trying to make myself go different places that I'm not comfortable. Like if you're always playing, like if you played a single paradiddle and you accented the first beat of the paradiddle.
Right.
You know, paradiddle, 1 E and a 2 E and. There's 4 beats in a paradiddle. If you go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a, or if you go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3, you know, there's right. 1 E and and just breaking it up around the drum set and just trying to get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and just doing things that I'm not, and I always try to keep my, I always try to play double bass when I'm doing all this. Not because I'm going to play double bass in my band, but because I have like this 10 commandments of drummers that my idols have said. And I can't remember who one of them was. Maybe it was Buddy Rich. You're only as good as your weakest limb. And for most drummers, that is your left foot.
Right.
You know, so I always try to, you know, do maintenance, you know, because if you don't use it, you lose it. Yeah. Especially like now is the time to really work on those things. I'm lucky. I could go upstairs right now and practice. I play my drums whenever I want. So I'm like,
that's
yeah.
Awesome.
So I'll be sitting down here. I'll be like, oh man, I got an idea or something. You know, like I was watching like I'll just watch stuff. Like I watched John Bonham do his drum solo at was Royal Albert Hall. I think it was. And he just starts a solo, and it's with this really cool lick. And I go, that's 2 paradiddle. And I ran upstairs and played it. You know, and I'm like, I figured it out.
I remember your last place you were at. Remember you couldn't practice that much because you had like weird neighbors or something like that?
I can practice whenever I want now.
That's awesome,
great.
Man. That's so cool. What do you got going on? Let's see some gear.
Huh?
Can you show us some gear you got going on?
Yeah, let me go upstairs.
Okay.
Let me see.
Cool.
I'll show you.
We're getting a tour of Scott Churilla's home right now.
Is this like that?
I'm upstairs. This is my drum room. Here.
Oh, sick.
I got the Vis Life. Here, I'll show you that lick I was talking about.
Okay, cool.
Let me see if you can see. Try and get this thing going. Can you see that?
Yeah, that'll work, man. That's cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Hold on. I need to move that over. I teach a lot too. I've been giving lots of Skype lessons, so I got my stuff up here. But
yeah.
That lick does. There you go. It's a paradiddle. It goes. Hold on. When he does it in the beginning, it's going. So it's two paradiddles. It's from the floor tom to the snare drum. Then it's another paradiddle, left, right, with the foot. So you're going. So it's just that.
Yeah.
It's really easy, but it's like, it sounds like,
it sounds,
you know.
It sounds Bonham. It's so huge sounding, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, it's so, when you set up the bass lines, you gotta do
Heck yeah.
yeah, but that one just goes, it's a single paradiddle, first get in the fourth tom, the rest of the other notes on the snare, and then the second paradiddle, there's a tom, fourth tom, and two in the bass drum. Real slow it goes. You know, so it's cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna actually do that tonight. we set up a spot. We set up a spot in my spare room where I can actually jam in a little electronic kit. I'm in the old place like you, where it's like neighbors everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
So, but electronic kit, hey, it's something, you know.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. My neighbors are awesome.
Yeah.
And they don't say anything. In fact, they go, I went for a walk the other day.
Yeah.
And not the other day, a long time ago, when I first moved here. And they kind of looking at me. I'm outside, and I got kind of nervous. And they go, this woman, she goes, are you the one who plays the drums? I go, yeah, sorry. They go, oh, no, we love it.
Oh, that's
and I'm
awesome.
like, I used to getting the cops called on me. So I was like, holy shit. I'm like, and they're like, no, man, you like it. It's cool.
You're like,
oh, my God.
You're like, well, you're gonna hear a lot more of that.
Yeah, so my one neighbor, he has a motorcycle and he's always working on it.
Right.
So, you know, I'm like, good. That's cool. Be noisy. Be really super noisy. Everyone make all kinds of noise.
Yeah, for sure,
you know?
man. Well, hey, thanks for joining us today, Scott.
Yeah.
No problem. Do you want to do some lightning round questions I have for you?
Sure.
All right, man. Single or double pedal?
Man, if I had the choice, I'd use two. Hold on, I misinterpreted the question. Both. Definitely both for sure, because sometimes I play with these guys now, and sometimes I'll just bring one bass drum, and it's so cool because in this world of convenience, we can just put a double pedal on there, and it's nice to. And the thing about it, if you have a double pedal, a lot of guys will, since it's there, they'll instinctively just use it, myself included. When you take that thing off, you're like, oh man, now what? Some people, and I like it, because you find yourself getting more mileage out of your right foot, you know, if you want to, you know, it's just a thing.
It's nice to have if you want it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a good friend, Mitch Marine. He's a great drummer. He plays with Dwight Yoakam, and he always brings his double pedal. And I'm not sure, but I think he got like the face for bringing it, you know, because it's Dwight Yoakam's country. Like, why do you need that? And he said, in case my right one breaks.
There you go.
You know, so it's like, hey man, you got the backup right there.
Taco or burrito?
Both.
All right, you gotta make it.
Come on over. Come on over. Susan's gonna trump you on this.
I'm on my way.
The whole point about lightning questions, you gotta pick one.
Gotta pick one, buddy. Taco or burrito?
Oh, I would go for tacos because they're smaller and they're you don't need a fork to eat them.
Well, and you can have more than just one, right?
Yeah.
I have to have at least 5. Yeah. Those are like potato chips for me.
Bottom or Moon?
Ainsley Dunbar.
Okay, I got you.
No, I like I'd say on certain days Moon and other days Bonham, but I love them both the same.
I know they were such great showmen, weren't they? They were awesome, man. Hey, Scott, thanks so much for taking the time, man.
Oh, thanks for having me. Are we done now? Is it over?
We can talk for a couple more minutes and go. Oh yeah, how do people get a lesson from you if they want to do a lesson? Are you taking students or?
I am all the time. They could just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
Now send me a message. Please come. I'd love to, whatever, you know, at least I'm looking for, I have some students now and I'm always looking for more,
Cool.
especially in this day and age.
I bet you're a fantastic teacher.
I try, you know, I got my way of doing things. It's fun. I always learn from the people I teach too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because they'll ask me things and I'm like, I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah,
And then I'm like,
come on over. Come on over. Wait, Susan's so camera shy, but we really enjoy hanging out with you. Like at the Hollywood show, it's so fun to hang out. And
oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, I first met Scott. We went to his house. We bought a bunch of cymbals and drums, and we had.
We brought 2 cars.
Yeah, we had 2 cars full of gear.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, from there we've kind of had a great friendship, and we've enjoyed hanging out with you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, same here. If I lived closer, I'd be there all the time. You'd be like, oh man, is he here again?
Like he rode his bike 77 miles to get here.
Yeah, I love, you know, it's such a nice drive too. Every time I go to see you guys, I love to drive, and it's a great drive. It's really nice down to PCH. I take it all the way down, and it's nice. And
oh, cool, man. Well, we're gonna do a virtual toast at 2:30. You can join us. You already
started.
You already started, so just join us.
yeah, sure.
Hey, man.
You know.
Thank you so much, dude.
Thank you very much. I'll see you guys soon.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hey guys, what's up?